Good day, everybody. Hey, we're back. Steve Farrell here at Humanities Team. I'm here with all of my partners, is with some special guests as well that I'm going to introduce you to here in a few moments. And we're on every Friday now, 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern. So join us. And hey, thanks for joining us. Now, we call this hour our Accelebration Hour. Acceleration, what does that mean? The accelerate part is about accelerating our conscious journey. You probably know Humanities Team is all about three things, really. We're a global nonprofit. We're about supporting people on their conscious journey, creating planetary awakening, and manifesting flourishing at every level of life. And those three things actually go together. When we accelerate our conscious journey, we create planetary awakening, which creates flourishing at every level of life. So thanks again for joining us. And then the abration part of Accelebration, of course, is celebrate. So often we'll pull in our homemade kombucha, our water, tea, or favorite drink. So put your feet up and grab your own kombucha or tea or whatever here as we do this 1 hour program. Now, our theme today is it's that love is the new power. Love is the new power, and we could have easily said love is the old power. Love is the only power. Because when we talk about conscious journey, of course, we're talking about this deep connection between all of life, that we're deeply interrelated, interconnected, and interdependent, that in fact we're actually all one. We're sons and daughters of the one, or emanations of the one, as Michael Beckwith likes to say. And the one is sort of the quantitative aspect. The qualitative aspect, or the essence, or the content of the one is love. It's love. So this new power of love is actually the old power of love. It's the biggest power in the universe, more powerful even than joy or any other expression. So that's what we're celebrating here today. And of course, as we talk about examples of this power of love, and as we look back at the last 100 years, we need look no further than Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa. I could go on. The great icons, leaders of this last 100 years are people who have been unbelievable expressions of love. Look at Nelson Mandela, who passed just in the last decade, who was in prison for so many years, and lost his marriage. All of this time with his family, where he's out there on Ellis Island. And then, when he becomes president of South Africa, he has those that were guarding him in the prison in the front row. I mean, is that an example of this agape love or what? And I could go on. Of course, Mother Teresa with what she did in these slums in India and around the world, and on and on. So as we come up on Valentine's Day, just kind of bringing into focus agape love. So now that's a good segue to these guests that I want to introduce you to, who are good friends. They live here in Boulder, Colorado, and they are pioneers in this area of sound healing. And they created World Sound Healing Day. And we're going to bring them on camera here, Jonathan Goldman and his wife Andy, who are just magnificent expressions of the one, of love. And they created World Sound Healing Day almost 2 decades ago. I think it's their 19th World Sound Healing Day that they're celebrating here on Sunday, on Valentine's Day. So welcome to the program, Jonathan and Andy. Great to have you with us.
Mm. Thank you so much, Steve, because it is our honor and joy to be here.
It's a real blessing. So once again, thank you. And we are indeed in the essence of love, to be the essence of love and to generate the essence of love. So what more is there?
Yes, so true, Jonathan and Andy. And Jonathan, we were just sharing as you were coming on camera, and you and Andy and I were talking about your family, because I find it so remarkable that your father was a pioneer in plastic surgery, which of course is a very lucrative practice, and even a doctor to the stars, and a brother also who was in this line of work, and you chose to go down this conscious path, which is not a lucrative path, but to develop sound healing globally. Do you want to say a word about that? I find that that's is such a great example of real leadership when we talk about love.
Well, Steve, I want to thank you, and I want to like honor my father, who was a great pioneer, not only in the field of plastic surgery, but in the field of ear, nose, and throat. He was an otolaryngologist before he became a plastic surgeon, and indeed, one of his most famous patients was Frank Sinatra. And he had a very, very in-depth and powerful relationship with Sinatra while he was in New York City, and then Frank went out to Hollywood, and my father stayed with his patients in New York City. And then later on, my brother, who is a dermatologist, did some medical work with Frank Sinatra too. So it was in the family, which is interesting. But what I find more interesting, and I only realized this a few years ago, that I mostly deal with the throat chakra, which of course the ear is related to. And once again, my father was an ear, nose, and throat person. So I oftentimes think that I work with healing etherically what my father worked with physically.
Well, and Frank Sinatra, talking about when I say doctor to the stars, Frank Sinatra, I mean, really, the man, huh? In Hollywood, and also just in music and so on. So again, just deep bow to you, Jonathan and Andy, for becoming the leaders that you are on this conscious journey. When I came out of Silicon Valley and came over to this area of transformational education and conscious journey back in the 90s, I was thrilled to meet people like you that have devoted your life to supporting people on their conscious journey, because this is not lucrative work, not financially lucrative work. It's incredibly lucrative work, actually, because the prosperity that we carry, where we're in this line of business, is just amazing and beyond words. But so thank you again for the incredible work that you all have done. Now let's move the discussion over to oneness and love, and I made a few remarks about oneness and love, and even leaders in these last 100 years that have been incredible expressions of it. But are there things that you'd like to share about this, just at a high level? We're going to go down into a deeper discussion of some of your work, but let's start up at the level of oneness, connection, and love.
Well, Steve, I just want to suggest, as you were talking about it not being lucrative, this voice was basically giving me the words to a wondrous song. Was the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. And that, if on a level, is the most love is the greatest and most nurturing, energetic form we can have. I mean, if you have that, what more do you need, Andy?
Yeah. And I think too, Steve, that Jonathan and I have dedicated our lives to getting sound healing out into the world, because underneath it is all love, and love is really all there is. And so when we hold that, then it just multiplies, and the abundance is beautiful. So we are all about not only sound but love as well.
really heart-centered sound,
Yeah.
sound encoded with the energy of love. That is the key. That is the answer. It's as simple as that, and it's profound.
And thank you for framing it, because love is just, I love love.
Beautiful. Oh gosh. Well, I love it. Love. And one of the things that we like to bring around, which you're emphasizing, and is such an important point, because when we talk about the conscious journey, so many people feel like, oh gosh, I'm going to have to, as I go into service on this conscious journey, I'm going to give all these things up, and I'm going to have to get used to less, a less prosperous life, maybe a life of less laughter. And it's so, it is such an untrue thing, that the conscious journey is just full of so much more prosperity. Because where we put ourselves in this pure service, as you all are, creating World Sound Healing Day, and also just doing this pioneering work in sound healing, there's this what we call boomerang effect, where, because we're throwing this pure service out into the universe, where truly this is the gift that we want to bring to the world. We know that people will become healed, that people will feel love on this new level, that people will even come to a new self-identification. And then as we throw that out in pure service, this boomerang of prosperity in all of its different forms, love that we feel in our heart, in our home, from others that are so grateful for the work, and even financial prosperity in ways, synchronicities that will boomerang back. So such an important point. There's no sacrifice in this conscious journey. Instead, it's just packed full of various kinds of prosperity.
If I might say, Steve, that we have a saying about World Sound Healing Day, which seems to, it's like mirror what you were just saying. We heal the planet.
And we heal ourselves.
We heal ourselves.
And we heal the planet.
So indeed, there's a boomerang effect, there's a feedback loop, and it is concurrent, synchronistic, and collective in the I that is.
Yes, and no, so this, and you have been sharing this over the years. We heal ourselves, we heal the planet, we heal the planet, we heal ourselves. And gosh, it almost sounds like we're all one, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Gosh,
I
wonder.
Right. So oneness, and of course, this is Humanity's Team as we go back to June 2003, when we were founded, this whole aspect of awakening oneness, and then acquiring the skills to really live in oneness or unity consciousness. Oneness goes by many names, but it's so important. Now, let's segue over to this whole aspect of heart-brain coherence and the power of sound. So I want to just invite you all to come in here and talk a little bit about that, Jonathan and Andy.
Well, it's a blessing, because on a level, that is one of the major, shall we say, keys from our perspective to creating what we call healing sound, because simply it is, if you like, sound which is created or manifested with the energy of love, and the most, if you like, you could call it a technology or a tool, but we call it heart-brain coherence, and it mostly comes from an organization called HeartMath, and we are indebted to them. But they have developed a very simple and easy way that people can literally cause the field of the brain and the field of the heart to entrain together, to resonate together. They call it coherence, and another word for coherence is unity. So,
and Steve, the way that we create coherence with our heart and our brain, well, through particular types of, deep breathing, but the main ingredient is to focus on compassion, positivity, love, loving kindness, gratitude. And when we hold those very powerful feelings in our hearts, there is a coherence that expands our heart hearts, and they get larger and larger, and they connect then with all the heart energy throughout the planet. So it goes back to that unification principle of we really are all connected.
And basically, the heart and the brain create a electromagnetic field that when they are resonating together, when they are in coherence, they're anywhere from 5 to 50 to 500. Some people even perceive of 5,000 times greater than normal, the field that is generated, which means, of course, that we interface with each other and can interface with our planet, but you add the element of sound, and this makes it even greater. For example, one of the major reasons that the different prayers from the different traditions on our planet are vocalized, or we sound them in some way, we orchestrate them. They're whispered, spoken, sung, chanted, and this is simply because sound amplifies the power of our prayers. Sound amplifies the power of our meditations. Sound helps focus our consciousness and our intent. It's that simple, but it is also that profound and that necessary.
And I just want to bring out that word intent, because our intention is such an important aspect of whatever it is that we're doing. And when we do hold that intention of love, when we do hold that intention of appreciation and kindness, that just is, that once again brings that connectedness to whatever we're doing.
So fun here is as we're talking, I'm betting that those who are viewing are also just, there's this high frequency. It's just like an aquarium filling, going higher and higher and higher. We're going into this higher vibration of love, of oneness, and so this program is actually an expression of what we're talking about. And what I also love here is, as you're bringing in sound healing, when we talk about heart-brain coherence, is when you hear the term heart-brain coherence, for those that haven't studied HeartMath, it sounds kind of abstract. It sounds neat. Heart, brain coherence. So, but what that means could be rather nebulous unless somebody has studied HeartMath. But now when we bring in sound healing, now we're bringing in a real practical application of what heart-brain coherence is. The sound healing actually is creating heart-brain coherence in a very powerful way, is it not?
It certainly can, Steve. First, to make it real easy, heart-brain coherence simply means that your heart and your brain, or your brain and your heart, are basically vibrating or resonating together. Okay, and that's really wonderful, because oftentimes they're not. But when you're in a condition of love and gratitude, or deep breathing with gratitude and compassion, and we have found, for example, and this has been documented scientifically, that when you simply close your eyes, do some nice, slow, deep breathing, then even just do something as simple as the hum. Shall we hum together for a second? And you do that for about 3 times. You get, among other things, the physiological benefits of lowering your heart rate and respiration and blood pressure, which is incredible. So if people are stressed out, all they need to do is sit up, close their eyes, take some nice deep breaths, and hum for a couple of minutes, and it is almost pharmaceutical in nature. It's that powerful and that important.
And when we are humming and we're breathing and we consciously we're humming, they're just, once again, oxytocin is emitted with our sound, and that is the trust hormone. And so there is once again that feeling of connection. I keep going back to that feeling of connection, because that is where the love comes in, for sure.
And Steve, yes, I'm going to acknowledge that you said something to me one time that I have repeated to a lot of different people because it was so totally correct. You said, you can't hum when you're angry. And it's totally true. So when you're feeling good, people hum naturally. Babies hum. The elderly hum. You can't do it when you're angry. So what a blessed observation that was. And I just want to also add that if you're listening to nice, relaxing music or whatever music makes you feel good, whatever music makes you feel good, when you're feeling good, then that also is generating that wondrous aspect of that coherence and unity and aspect of love. So listening to music alone can even do it. Making sound is even better.
Absolutely. So now, Andy, you brought in earlier this whole frequency plus intent equals healing, or you were talking about it. You didn't just put the equation right there on the table, but you were kind of leading into it. It's such a simple equation: frequency plus intent equals healing. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Oh, I would love to, Steve. And this formula, which is so relevant, it's frequency, the sound, plus intention, plus intent equals healing. And Jonathan actually came up with this formula, Steve, well over 35 or 40 years ago. And it is just so relevant because when we encode our sound with love, with compassion, with kindness, when we hold that intention, that rides on our sound, and that is where the healing happens. And I know Jonathan may want to even say something about this formula since he created it.
I created
but I
it.
love it.
It was just an observation. It wasn't like I made the fact that when you make sound with an encoded intent, it has a, if you like, powerful effect. I just observed it and came up with that formula, which close to 40 years ago was considered really, shall we say, strange. And I would share it with scientists and doctors, and they would look at me like I was not of this earth, which perhaps I am not. But nowadays, with all these people who are talking about the biology of belief, like Bruce Lipton or Joe Dispenza's placebo effect, or all these different people talking about the power of our feelings, our intention, and all that stuff, it really is more relevant now than ever. And I just like to suggest that we all have experienced this through using our own sound, our own voice, because when we speak kindly and nicely with love to somebody, they pick it up. And when we speak harshly to them, they pick it up too. So they're on a level, once again, as our intention being focused through the sound. You can actually not change the tonality of your voice. Say the same words with different intention, and people will pick it up. Their heart rates and the respiration will all of a sudden tighten up if you're being, shall we say, sarcastic or short with them. And if you're being loving with them, they'll be breathing deeply, and all sorts of beneficial things will happen. So we can experience this just with our common speech. And just one more thing. In the different esoteric spiritual traditions, there is a link between the brain and the heart, and it is the sound box, the voice. So this is in all the different traditions. The voice is the link between the heart and the brain. Interesting.
Yes, it is beautiful, and so important that pioneers like you came along to create sound healing, and then to create World Sound Healing Day. Let's go down into World Sound Healing Day, because my gosh, 19 years. We're 19 years old here on Valentine's Day on Sunday when this whole agape love thing happens, and there's so much to talk about. Let's can you share, how were you inspired to launch World Sound Healing Day?
Steve, 20 years ago, because it took a little while to get it together, we were in deep meditation, got the idea that it was time to, if you like, expand our focus of sound from personal healing, which we had done, and the voices, the beings that manifested, if you like, the inner guidance said, hey, you've done this, keep doing it, now expand it and include planetary healing. We thought, what a great idea.
And we went, but how do we do that? You know, we got this idea. Yes, we called it global harmonization and originally, which is another great term for it. But it's like, how do we do it? We did not, you know, we got the idea, we got the download, but we didn't get the instructions.
Right. We had to figure this one out for ourselves.
And so over time, you know, year after year after year, we kept expanding it and expanding it. And of course, now it is our 19th year, but it took a while, Steve, because we did not have an instruction booklet, but we knew that if we could gather people and we could tone or sound forth from our hearts, have our sound encoded with the energy of healing our planet, compassion for our planet, love for one another. If we could somehow gather people with that intention, we felt deeply that it would make a difference. And so that was sort of how it began.
But let me interject. We thought, okay, we want to send a sonic like projection of love. And I thought, well, like kind of like a sonic Valentine, huh? Boy, what would be better than doing this on Valentine's Day? So that's why we chose Valentine's Day. And then the name literally came, we were a small group of sound healers at the time. And someone said, well, why don't you call it World Sound Healing Day? I said, sounds good to me. And it has just grown and grown.
Yes, it has. So it's so fun to be talking about it here on the 19th World Sound Healing Day, just around the corner, 2 days from now. Now, you brought in, Jonathan, this notion of sending a sonic Valentine to, and I think you like to talk about sending it to the Gaia Matrix. So what is that? How do we send a sonic Valentine to the Gaia Matrix?
Great question. On a level, the Gaia Matrix, some people call it Mother Earth. Teilhard de Chardin called it the noosphere, the sphere of consciousness or awareness of our planet. And there are, of course, electromagnetic fields inherent in this, and literally, it has, been shown scientifically that through deep meditations, working with love, and then, of course, deep chanting, soundings with love, we're able to interface, influence, and affect this field. And that's the basic bottom line. So therefore, by making tone. Now, before this year, we've focused mostly on working with the ah sound, which is, if you like, a sound that in so many different traditions is a sound of love. Ah. You say that regardless of what country, and people know what you mean. Ah. And it's found Tara, Buddha, Krishna.
Oh. It's the sound we make when we're in love. It's the sound when we see something of beauty, we'll go, ah. And so we felt that the ah sound was a great, wonderful sound that we could all relate to. And so that was why, and originally we chose that sound so we would do toning ceremonies, focusing, having people tone that ah sound. Now, this year, is a little bit different because usually people gather physically in groups throughout the planet.
Let me just stop and say there's nothing like making sound together in a room full of people. It is so transcendent and blissful, but we can't do that this year.
Right. So this year, it has to all be done as we're doing right now online. And so we have created on our worldsoundhealingday.org website, there is a portal that we have created that people can go to that portal and they can either post a group that they're doing with whatever platform they're using so people can join in, or you can just go to the portal and there are over 130, 40, 50 different offerings that people are offering to the planet on Sunday, Valentine's Day, where they will be not only toning the ah sound, but this year we've opened it up and
all sorts of music,
anything. Play a musical instrument.
We've got
sing.
Tibetan monk doing prayers. We've got people doing crystal bowls. We've got people doing gongs. We got all sorts of extraordinary things. I mean, once again, these are people just going, okay, I can contribute to this with my sound, my light, and my love. The only thing that we ask is that people do it with the energy of love, sending love and healing to our planet. But in terms of the type of instrument, we think that any sound made with the energy of love and compassion is a good sound, and any time during that day is a good time. Where it used to be, we would do it at 12 o'clock New York time, but this is a little New York eccentric. Since we've become so global, it's happening all over the place. And on the events page, we even have a Google map and it's spotted throughout the planet. It's so exciting.
Yeah, we've got, I don't know, at least 50 different countries that are involved in some capacity. And it's just a way for people to participate with just their heart and their love and their light. And so it's a platform, it's a portal that we've created, but then that allows people from all parts of the world to contribute to bringing more love and compassion and healing, particularly at this time. And since we can't do it in person, you can go to the portal and you can feel that connection.
I like to say that these are basically symphonies of consciousness, all created to raise the vibrations of our planet. And once again, what more could you want than that?
So, and I think on the screen, we just had the URL, so worldsoundhealing.org. Worldsoundhealing.org. And this is where the event portal. Do we have that right, Jonathan? Yeah, here we are.
No.
Worldsoundhealingday.org.
Worldsoundhealingday.org. Thank you. Worldsoundhealingday.org. Fortunately, the screen, there you go.
Yay!
Right on the screen.
There we go.
You can see it. So can't get lost there. Worldsoundhealingday.org. And there's an event portal there. And how do people, Jonathan, if people are watching this now and they say, oh, great, I'd love to tune into some of these events, but I'd maybe like to offer my own event, how do they do this?
It's all there on the website. You go to the website and it says if you want it, and there are hopefully simple enough instructions on either how to experience an event or how to create an event. And events continue to happen, and we'll invite anyone to simply go there now and check out, because there's once again over 150 different events, and some of these events are unto themselves international festivals that people are doing or whatnot. And so, if I was just hearing about this and knew what I knew, I would go to the events portal and just take a perusal down Sound Healing Lane and see all the different things that you can potentially go to, so that you don't all of a sudden get overwhelmed on World Sound Healing Day, Sunday, Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. Sounds like a great invitation. So worldsoundhealingday.org, maybe everybody can write that down, check it out. Go take a look at the events that are scheduled on that day, and if you're so inclined, set up your own program. This Buddhist monk has got a program, and you were bringing in, Andy, that people in 50 countries are participating. How cool is that?
Or more.
Yeah, or more. So fantastic. Yeah, Valentine's Day. Let's. I've got the flowers and cards, and of course for my wife, who I love dearly. But hey, we can. We all love Gaia and the Earth and humanity. So let's extend our love to all of humanity and the planet at the same time. Now, we have a clip that we want to show you. It's a 10-minute clip, and this is a global sonic guided meditation. So I think we've got that set up here to play. Let's go ahead and watch that, and then we're going to get on to some other exciting things.
Can we just do a quick setup of it for 1 minute? We invite you, if possible, to number one, breathe deeply. Follow the instructions. Andy's leading the guided meditation. I'm going to be leading the ah sound. And if you can, make a sound with this and do it with your eyes closed if possible. Yes, there's some very nice imagery, but if you like, our sound and our consciousness in this is enhanced when our eyes are closed. If that feels appropriate to you, So just experience this, and should give you the experience of having not only a guided meditation, but sound happening in a really large chamber. Okay, that's the setup. Thank you.
So we hope you all enjoy this guided
Real
sonic
treat,
meditation.
yeah. This is a real treat. So here we go. Let's go right into it. This global sonic guided meditation with Jonathan and Andy.
The purpose for this meditation is to project a sound encoded with the energies of light and love, and project healing to the Gaia Matrix, our beloved planet Earth. We will first create coherence between our heart and our brain. This effect will further be amplified by the power of the sound "ah" that you will be toning along with later, bringing more light and love into your body, mind, and spirit for health and wellness. And now, begin to focus on your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly breathing in and out. And as you're breathing in and out, imagine or visualize that you're breathing in and out through your heart. As you're breathing in and out through the area of your heart, remembering that it is love that breathes each breath, and it is love that causes each beat of our heart. Continue breathing slowly, breathing in and out in this manner. And now, I'd like you to call to mind something that has brought you a great deal of appreciation, gratitude, something that you are feeling very good about. This might be an experience with another person. Perhaps it's a beautiful sunset. It may be a beloved pet, a spouse. But it is something that has brought you loving kindness and gratitude and appreciation. And as you're breathing in and out through your heart, feeling this appreciation, feeling this gratitude, you're creating a beautiful coherence between your heart and your brain. And your heart, through this coherence, is expanding, getting larger and larger, and connecting with all the heart and loving energy on our planet in this moment. This is just a wonderful way of creating a very powerful heart activation, and you'll be amplifying this with the sound "ah." Continue breathing slowly and deeply while feeling appreciation and gratitude, and imagining your breath going in and out through your heart. Now, visualize this energy and begin to sense a radiant light around you that is permeating every cell of your body and resonating your heart chakra. In a moment, we'll begin to gently sound forth with the "ah" sound together. And as you do this, visualize the planet Earth as a holographic image floating in front of you. Imagine bathing the Earth in a healing field of light and love that you are creating through your sacred sound. Now, let us begin to make the heart sound ah together, bringing the energy of global harmonization, peace, and healing to our beloved planet, Earth. One last time. Now, being in silence, visualizing all the light and love through sound that you have manifested, resonating and bringing to Earth and yourself to a deep state of healing. And when you feel ready, open your eyes and know that you have contributed to personal and planetary healing.
All right, wow. So was that beautiful or what? Huge bow to you, Jonathan and Andy, for that incredible meditation, and that is such a wonderful example of what of sound healing and of what is directly ahead here with World Sound Healing Day on Sunday. So do join Jonathan, Andy, and their friends and partners all over the world on Sunday for World Sound Healing Day. And check out that event portal. Now, we're going to segue over to just talk a little bit about Humanity Stream, which is this brand new subscription platform that Humanity's team has created to support people all over the world that are on this conscious journey. And it's a groundbreaking platform because what we've done is we've put all of our most popular transformational education masterclasses and then 350 other programs. This program that you're watching with Jonathan and Andy is going into Humanity Stream, and these programs that we do weekly, but also programs that we've done with leaders in transformational education, going all the way back to 2003 when we were founded, are a part of this platform. So there are over 450 hours of content on Humanity Stream, and there's a graphical, intuitive interface on it that's unlike anything in the transformational education industry. It's more akin to like Netflix or Amazon Prime in the sense that you can scroll it. In fact, we're going to bring it up on screen here. Here it is. This, by the way, if you go to Humanity Stream, so it's not Humanity's team, so this is Humanity Stream with a Y, humanitystream.tv. Humanitystream.tv, you'll see this graphical interface. We're going to go ahead and scroll it so you can see. Here's the live events first on the program that are part of Stream. So it includes a lot of live community-oriented events, live mentoring and things. You can see that right here on the screen now. And then as we scroll down, you can see all of our most popular master classes then are here. Now let's click on one of the master classes so you can see how intuitive this interface is. There you go. So we just clicked on a program. This is this Conscious Leadership, or this is okay? This is the Conscious Leadership master class. This is my master class, and you can see here the programs that are all a part of this special master class. So what most of the industry is using is something called LearnDash, where you go in and it's not as intuitive. There are challenges trying to futzing around, trying to get from this module to the next module. In this case, it's all right here. You can see, even without signing up, you can see the master classes, and you can click on one to see what all the modules are inside. And then when you go through this, any of the master classes, at the end, you can print out your completion certificate. So for your resume or your CV, you've got a completion certificate as well. Now, as you can hear, there's my dog is close by the studio. So hello, Sadie. So we actually, by design, wanted to create something casual and family friendly. So you can hear Sadie's contribution to that. Now, let's go ahead and just scroll the Humanity Stream. Yeah, Jonathan. Fantastic. So you can see there Jonathan's programs inside of Humanity Stream. So while Jonathan and Andy are here with us, so there's this at the top, there's this search feature, and you can enter Jonathan Goldman, you can enter Bruce Lipton or Greg Braden or even Yoko Ono, Deepak Chopra. You can enter any of these names, and the programs will come up that they're a part of. So it's got this really cool search feature. I'm going to get to the pricing and the free trial in just a moment, but first I wanted you to kind of see what the full power of this platform is. Again, it's groundbreaking. There's nothing like it in the transformational education industry. So there we are back at the top. If we had scrolled down further, you'd see all of the other programs and the Global Oneness Summit programs. There are the Global Oneness Summit programs there. And then if you scroll down further, you'll see all of these various other kinds of programs that are part of Humanity Stream. And then and we add a new program about once a quarter, a new master class once a quarter, and we add new programs every week. So, for example, this program with Jonathan and Andy is going into stream. So live programs are part of this, mentoring programs. They're threaded Facebook groups, virtual communities. So on Facebook, there's a private Facebook for each of the master classes. And then there's something that we created called humanities.team. We're actually broadcasting into humanities.team right now. And this is, unlike Facebook, which is agnostic and has everything under the sun, humanities.team is just for people that are on the conscious journey. So you'll see people posting pictures and graphics and all kinds of fun stuff, their own inspirations, comments. It's getting actually quite large. So you might want to, even now, write it down or check it out, humanities.team. And you'll meet lots of people all over the world that are on this conscious journey. Other things, when we do the Global Oneness Summit, we throw the upgrade in for free for stream members. When we give our Spiritual Leadership Award this year in September to Greg Braden, you can come in as kind of a VIP the first half hour where we're all just having conversation with Greg. So, and on and on. When you come to humanitystream.tv, you'll see all of this. Now, it's priced at $39.99 a month, which again is a groundbreaking price. It's there's nothing like it in the industry, and there's a 7-day free trial. So you can try it out for 7 days before you even go into this year-long program. And its whole purpose is to support people on their conscious journey. Again, we're a global nonprofit. We don't have any shareholders. So 100% of all of our revenue goes to supporting transformational education programs like this. So our intent in creating this wasn't to create a Brinks truck and a lot of money. We don't have any shareholders anyway. Our intent was just to get this out, get this platform out to every region of the country, to people all over the world that are on this conscious journey, so that we can enrich our own lives. And Jonathan and Andy did such a beautiful job of talking about the prosperity that we live in when we're conscious. But not only that, but this whole, they share, you know, when we heal ourselves, we heal the planet. When we heal the planet, we heal ourselves. So likewise, when we become fully conscious, not only are we bringing fruit to our own lives, but we join with others all over the world in becoming fully conscious. And that means we become different kinds of consumers. We become different in our relationships, different in every sector of life, actually. And we create this, what some people call heaven on earth. So that's why we're here, is to support people and families all over the world in becoming fully conscious and creating conscious homes, communities, states, countries, and ultimately a conscious world. World Sound Healing Day, which is a big part of this week's program, where we're talking about the new power of love, is an example of something that is so incredibly fruitful when we talk, and also an agent of acceleration when we talk about our conscious journey. So be sure to come and check it out. I think you'll enjoy what you see, and if you feel so inclined, you can try that 7-day free trial. And as well, if you try the 7-day free trial, there's another guarantee of another week after that. So you actually have 2 weeks with this program that's completely on Humanity's team, and where you don't have any obligation whatsoever. So we're real excited about what this platform can do to support people and families all over the world. Just totally jazzed about it. Now, let me come back to our guests here, if they're here, Jonathan and Andy. And I want to.
Here.
Here we go. So we're just so grateful to have you with us, and would, shout out to all of our friends all over the world here that are watching. Jonathan and Andy, do you have any calls to action, inspirations you'd like to share here as we're coming down the last stretch of this program?
Well, just real quick. First of all, your Humanity stream looks outrageous. I love it. Kudos, congratulations to you and everyone involved. Can't wait to let other people know about that. That's number one. Number two, we like to say that with our light, our love, and our sound, we can make a difference. We have a choice.
And I would just love to say thank you so much, Steve, for giving us this opportunity to share with Humanity's team World Sound Healing Day and our sound work. And thank you for all the beautiful work that you are all doing at Humanity's team. What a service. What a beautiful, beautiful service. So thank you for letting us be part of it today.
And thank you, everyone who's watching, for us allowing us into your not only homes, but your consciousness and your energy field, so that you can basically experience just a little tidbit of the power of intentionalized sound, because sound is going on where yoga was about 10 years ago. All of a sudden, we're seeing sound all over the place, beginning to permeate consciousness. You're there, check into it. It'll change your life, and it'll change our planet.
And we do invite everyone to join us Sunday, World Sound Healing Day, February 14th, worldsoundhealingday.org. Come and take a look and participate.
Thank you.
Yes, do join Jonathan, Andy, all of us that are participating in World Sound Healing Day, and go check out worldsoundhealingday.org, the event portal there. Jonathan and Andy, thank you so much for being with us. We greatly appreciate it. You all are such models of this, love as this incredible force and power that it is. And I also want to shout out to all of the people that have been sharing these heartful comments on Facebook and humanities.team. And we're actually broadcasting also to Jonathan and Andy's page. So thank you to all of you viewers who have spent this hour with us and that are sharing these such beautiful comments and thoughts and feelings about this program. We appreciate it more than you know. Now, we're going to be back next week with another themed program. Every Friday, we're going to be broadcasting live from 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern. So put it on your calendar. Join us. We'd love to have you with us each week as we broadcast live. I'd love to bring on my partners here that have made this program possible. I get to sit here with Jonathan and Andy and Gab. I don't know if there's a way that we can bring on Noah, who's here in the studio with me, Garth Catterall, Dee Meyer, Karen Gordon, these partners of mine that have made this program possible. They're doing all the heavy lifting. So
we'll have to bring in images next time.
All right. So we'll, I don't think we have a way to bring everybody on camera right now. And we're all spread out actually around the United States here, these people I mentioned. But big thank you to my partners who made this possible, made it so easy for Jonathan, Andy, and I to sit down and be with you live here on this Friday. So, hey, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Have a marvelous time with your partner. And if you feel so inclined, join us on World Sound Healing Day as we send a sonic Valentine to the Gaia Matrix and thank this beautiful planet for all of what it gives us. And we're so blessed, aren't we, to live on the earth in these different communities that we do. I'm here in Boulder, Colorado. Jonathan and Andy also live in Boulder. And hey, we're grateful to be with you here on this Friday. So thank you to all. And I think we're right here at the top of the hour. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Namaste. Love and thanks to each of you and all of you. Thanks for being with us. And thanks again to people that shouted out. Thanks to Humanity Stream partners that are tuning in. They actually were the viewers that were coming into the early programs. Now we're inviting in the rest of the world to be with our guests and to learn about these different programs that we're placing out in the world. Okay, have a fabulous day, everybody. Namaste, and we'll see you next week. Take care.